was brilliant.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Absolutely brilliant.
Definitely one of the better ones in a while. Yeah, it's
a great show.
It wasn't completely just pure incident and pure fucking fireworks and stuff, but there was still a few bits that I thought they slowed everything down and it dilly-dallied a bit, but for the large part there was a lot going on and there's a lot of very exciting stuff going on.
I loved it.
So what was the big thing for you? What was the big thing that when it ended that you just go, oh, what happened there? That was amazing.
The Arya, so much involved there, and that was. I mean, it ended with that. Should we start with that? I mean, it was really sort of about her the entire episode. I mean, it obviously went off and looked at other things that are getting very important now as well. But she's been kind of the last loose strand of the entire thing, hasn't she? She has, yeah.
So she's sort of like, and I was sort of going, all right, can we move this along? Like, what is her destiny going to be? What the hell are you going to do with her? And they finally pointed her in a very definite direction. And she ends and she goes, I'm Arya Stark, bitch.
Yeah.
We're going back to Winterfell. We're going to do this thing.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, super. Like, really super. There were lots of kind of bullshit fan theories during the week. People were saying, oh, that was all, she set all that up. She had, like, pig's blood sacks underneath that she borrowed from the actress, and she staged her own death and everything to throw them off. And you knew that wasn't right. You could see it in the character's face when she crawls out of the water and stuff, like, she's in trouble,
Yeah.
But you never knew she was going to die. You never thought she was going to die.
No,
they
I
couldn't.
Didn't think so. No.
It'd be completely lame ass if they killed her off at that point after putting so much work into developing her story and everything.
And what did you think of the chase scene where you want to kind of run and then
brilliant.
walk?
It was like the Terminator.
That's actually what I thought was a little bit like it. The way she turns and looks really serious head in her. Yeah.
And you see her like running along the wall, then something like jumping down like after her.
She deserved to die, that one, really.
Yeah, definitely did. And when they went into sort of like her little kind of, her sort of bedroom place and closed the door behind, I said, okay, this is going to end well for her. There's going to be, something's going to happen here. And I just love that scene, just the way she just sliced off the
I knew that was going to happen. Did you think that the candle, I knew she was going to use the candle as her weapon. I thought they had set that up perfectly.
I didn't actually. No,
I anticipated that. There's no proof that I anticipated.
No, there isn't actually. There's actually no proof whatsoever.
I've been right a few times.
Be saying it right now because the camera's rolling.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
The actress who plays the actress who helps her.
Yeah.
Who kind of provides her, the one who plays Cersei in the thing. And it's kind of sad to see her go. I thought her character's really good.
She's a great actress.
Excellent performance.
Yeah.
And when I saw her at the start, doing that scene again with Cersei lamenting the death of Joffrey, I really had in my head, oh, Tommen's going to die this episode. I thought that was okay. That's why they're opening with this. It's because Tommen is going to have his goose cooked.
Are we jumping on to Tommen? Well, Tommen's a little prick.
I'm starting to wonder, is Tommen? He's just banned trial by combat, which isn't much fun for us as viewers. But I mean, in terms of on a humanitarian level, it's a very mature thing to do.
I just think you can't do that to your mother. Like, even if your mother is a weapon of mass destruction, you cannot betray your mother and set her up to die like that. You can't do it. Your mammy. Can you do that to your mammy?
But in this show, there's so much massacring that goes on because of sort of family ties and family devotion. He's doing something there, which means that guilty people can't get away with their crimes. They can't just sort of fight their way out of it.
Yeah, I suppose. I can hear where you're coming from, but I still think Tommen deserves to die now, really. Not betraying his mammy. Yeah, you are a little bit. And you're right, though, but Tommen deserves to get his head chopped off. And for his mammy to do it, for him being so bold, I think.
You've been a very naughty boy, Tommen, It's just funny watching Cersei's complete power and influence just get stripped away with each episode.
No, I don't like it necessarily.
Now, we have to talk about something.
Go on.
What was the Maester referring to when he whispered in Cersei's ear, "My little birds have told me about a rumour"? Now, I think he's referring to Tyrion being in Meereen with Daenerys. Do you know?
I think it is, Mad King Aerys.
Yeah.
He put wildfire all around. He was going to burn the entire city down.
Yeah.
And there was rumours that was all around the city, and that if one of them went, the entire city would go up.
But did they not use up that wildfire during the invasion, Stannis' invasion, a few episodes? Remember when Tyrion was in charge?
Yeah, I don't know. But I still think it's around. Is it not around the city? No.
I don't know. Because in that flashback, don't you see that wildfire igniting? Don't you see, when Bran is having his flashback in the previous episode, you see that wildfire exploding, basically.
But I think that was some of it used, but I think there's more of it. scattered in all little places all around the city. He found one horde of it. Tyrion did, but I think that's what it is.
So does Cersei know that Tyrion is in Meereen, working for Daenerys?
I don't know.
Yeah. So and Varys is on his way back now to King's Landing too. So what the hell is happening? What the hell is going on?
Do you want to know what I think?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Okay.
What do you think?
My impression was because the scene straight after he said that to Cersei was Tyrion drinking the wine in the thing, and I thought that's what he was alluding to. I've heard a rumor. Tyrion, the guy who killed fucking Joffrey, as far as you're concerned, is in bloody Meereen, working as hand for the Queen. You're the big enemy, you know.
She has to know that.
Would she necessarily?
But you just get that impression, don't you? That people know ththese things. Like, it's like when Varys is walking down and he says, well, you're the most famous dwarf in the area. So, I mean, a dwarf in a powerful position, everybody's going to know about it, surely. No?
Yeah,
and somebody's going in a boat somewhere is going to pass that on. Not even if you're not even using spies, people are going to be talking about it.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible.
So I think it's completely reasonable.
It's a show with fucking dragons in it. Anything's possible. Come on. All right.
Before, just one question for you. You know the guy who was teaching Arya?
Jaqen Hagar.
Okay, Jaqen Hagar. He
wasn't a great teacher, was he? He wasn't like today's lesson. He was just like,
you could argue that you had...
Try and keep up, you know? He was...
Well, unless his...
I'm going to kill you now as well.
But did you not think his smile at the end suggested, well, this is what I had planned all along? Well, it was that, wasn't it?
Well,
like
if someone's got a sword to your belly, you're going to go, oh, I planned this all along. Yeah.
Well, even when she took the sword away, I just got the impression that he went, well, now she's come of age. She has become what I wanted her to be. She's killed somebody.
He's a bit of a hippie, that guy. I can sort of imagine him, you know, in kind of the body and soul area of electric picnic for a weekend, not seeing any bands, just sort of smoking bad drugs and drinking kombucha.
Okay.
You know, he probably went, yeah, man.
He's going random there now. Is that not just totally wild?
Many face God. You know, this is all his plan, man. You know.
Did you not get that impression? No, you're obviously not. You're not giving me that now. I got that distinct impression.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah. No, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it was a bit rich of the guy. Like after he said, you know, go and kill her. You know.
Yeah, but
because you were here though. There was nothing all along that gave me an impression that that this was part of his plan. You know, he said like, you know, right, Many-Faced God needs a name.
Yeah.
She hasn't done it. Go and fix her wagon and you know, make sure she doesn't suffer.
But he was a nice guy in the first season. He didn't have that. He seemed to have less and less of a personality as the seasons went on. But in the first season, when he saved her, he helped her that time. He was a helpful guy. He was a nice guy who looked out.
But he only did that because she had saved him.
Yeah, well, at least he couldn't. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So we got to look at the Mountain in action. Finally, the only thing we've seen the Mountain do is just basically sort of crush a guy's head against a wall. But we actually saw him, you know, sort of, you know, in the line of duty today, pulling someone's head off.
He ripped somebody's head off. Yeah. I was happy enough with that now.
Yeah.
So Cersei said, "I choose violence."
And we knew that. We'd seen that in the preview of the entire season. I know, was that a little bit anticlimactic? You know, because you thought that was going to be her saying, "Right, you go in and you know, bring power back to me, get rid of these guys." Yeah. It was just like quite a small confrontation.
But your man kind of made his point by ripping off the head of that guy. Like, you know, I thought he was actually throwing him and leaving him there, but then he went over and pulled his head off. Is there going to be
retribution for that now, I wonder? Is that going to come into her trial? Is that going to be something that's going to be used against her?
Yeah, we started to talk about Tommen. You were kind of giving the argument that he's a nice guy. I want, like, when Tommen obviously has arranged all this meeting, he's changed the laws. I can't get my head around that now at all.
Oh, I kind of prefer Tommen being in charge to Cersei being in charge.
Do you?
Yeah, Cersei's just going to waltz around the Iron Throne for this entire bloody show and just sort of, you know, told her bloody, either her children, her bloody brother, told everyone what to do, you know.
Yeah.
She's a bossy so-and-so.
She's a great presence in the show. You know, when she's walking up the aisle in the church and she's the mountain beside her and she's a kind of her head down appearing to try and be humble, but I just think she's something else, the character. She'd be a terrible loss to the show.
You're right. No, she's incredible. She's boozing a lot at the moment. You notice that? Every time we see her, she's got a glass of wine.
I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah.
Like her brother.
Like her brother, exactly like her brother, yeah. And they both know things. It runs the family.
The jokes. What did you think of that?
The jokes. Now, you see, that was an example of me looking at that going, okay, is this going to have any relevance, or is this a little bit of a time-killing thing just to kind of slow everything down? And all I could think about during all that chatter was, there's so much important stuff happening right now in the show. Should we not be doing something a bit more constructive with this airtime than 3 characters sitting around telling bad jokes that don't work? And exploring, do they have a sense of humour and the effects of wine and tea? Come on, there's lots. We've only got 2 episodes left of the whole bloody thing.
I don't know, I like the pause. I think, you see, what happens in these shows is the kind of, and TV or movies all the time, is they keep it going, there's no break, there's no anything. I like the idea that the writers and they've all allowed a scene like that to happen, where ordinarily they go, oh, cut that out, keep it going. I like the fact there's that stupid scene. It wasn't the best scene, but I liked having that in there. Showing, well, like, I mean, they obviously do sit around and chat from time to time. They must have a conversation. And here's an example of the stupidity of potentially one conversation. Tyrion drinking and trying to get them all to drink.
Yeah, well, I mean, the joke is on him, ultimately, because, the whole scene ends with them being invaded by the masters in their bloody boats.
Yeah, he hasn't got it wrong many times, but he seems to have got that wrong.
Yeah, didn't figure that one out. But you kind of knew, okay, Daenerys on the way back, there'll be dragons burn them all, and then obviously Yara is going to arrive with her bloody boats. So that whole thing is going to be
interesting.
It'll consolidate. You imagine it'll consolidate either next week or the week after. Well, we have to talk about the Hound as well coming back. We saw the Mountain in action. We also saw the Hound in action after a very long time.
Yeah.
And my money's on the Hound. Absolutely, my money's on the Hound.
He was brilliant.
Completely.
Now, I have to say, I really enjoyed him this week. I enjoyed just the banter from him.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine with the Mountain, the only way you're going to do it is maybe like lop a couple of limbs off. That really, you're not going to get through his armor. You're not going to sort of bruise him and stuff. You need to just look through, and then see what you can do. Do you see with the axe?
Yeah.
He was just like ninja master, brilliant.
But the chatting, like, can I at least get a hand? Let me just cut off a hand. I thought, like, that's just brilliant.
Oh, I missed him so much, yeah.
And you can feel that vengeance, though.
Are you? Brilliant. Yeah. So he's now joined the Brotherhood without banners.
Okay, that's what they are, yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of had in my head that was going to happen. I kind of saw it coming a bit. I didn't imagine that he was going to go and completely wipe out the Brotherhood without banners and then go onto King's Landing and work for the Fable. Wasn't entirely sure that was going to happen. And I think it's actually quite a good matchup, him being there with them. It'll probably be next season before we kind of see
how that
story
evolving
properly. There's much time left to really kind of do anything with them.
What did you think of the scene whereby the 4 lads were sitting around before the Hound came along, and your man was teaching them how to kiss, and then he sticks his hand down the trousers and starts smelling his fingers? We've all done it.
So Jamie was at Riverrun. Jamie and Brienne and Podge arrived at. Is it Podge? Is in like an Irish Podge, or is it Podge?
Yeah, Podge.
Podge. Let's call him Podge. Okay. Yeah. So Podge and Raj arrived at. Podge and Brienne arrived at Riverrun.
Yeah.
Brienne meets up with Jamie again.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a great scene.
Yeah.
I thought like all the way through, like Game of Thrones, I thought the way their stories have kind of come together and the way they sort of aligned and what they ended up meaning to each other was very, very interesting.
Is it a friendship? I don't get romance.
It's not a romance. No, okay. It's a more sort of like it's a chivalrous honor bound.
That's okay. With the romance thing, I wouldn't have got romance because.
Oh no! Well, Brienne's going to hook up with Torment. That's the idea.
Yeah.
You know what? We all want to see that, don't we?
Bran
will give her a lash anyway. I love that, yeah.
Bran can do whatever he likes, okay?
Bran is great.
Yeah, Bran's brilliant, yeah. Having the crack with Podge.
And he was intimating that Podge is a big langer too. Did you get that part?
Yeah, we know that, don't we? Because Roman Podge was in Littlefinger's brothel a few seasons ago.
Okay.
And Tyrion ordered him to go in and let the hookers do their work on him to pop his sherry, like just to break him.
Okay.
To use a horse racing term. And And apparently there's all this stuff afterwards. Apparently they didn't charge him afterwards or something. The hookers and yeah.
I didn't remember that. Do you remember that? Jesus.
Yeah, apparently he's they call him the human tripod in Westeros.
But the Hound who took his langer out, we haven't even talked about that as well.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
You'd be normally bringing that up.
I've seen a bit of male full frontal this season, haven't we? Yeah.
Did you pause just to get a sense of the size?
I didn't. No,
I didn't either.
No,
just.
It's quite modest though, if memory serves.
Yeah, I wasn't overly impressed by it.
It wasn't like it was more needle than Oathbreaker.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
It was flaccid though, so.
Well, so Riverrun, Edmure, Tully.
Yes.
That exchange with Jaime Lannister.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
I thought to myself, watching that, you're still a bit of a bollocks, Jamie.
I'm going to catapult your kid over the walls.
Yeah, you're still a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been all these seasons of you being kind of turned from the greatest asshole in Game of Thrones to actually quite a likeable guy, quite a thoughtful guy, a loyal guy.
A little bit broken.
A bit more humble.
Yeah,
you've been taken down a notch, by losing your hand. And then I was also like going, oh, you actually are a bit of a psychopath who will just do anything as long as it
I think that was
it's good for Cersei.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
And that kind of fits better, him being a dickhead than this nice guy, really.
Yeah. See, I had in my head that there's going to be a real turnaround for him, and that he was going to meet Brienne, and Brienne was going to like fundamentally cause change in him. Say, there's something huge happening here that you need to get behind. You trust me. I've never let you down. Please understand that there's a huge threat coming, and you need to start thinking of it. And I thought that we were going to see something like really serious from him. No.
I thought by virtue of him letting her have the sword was a kind of testament to him abandoning all of that type of virtue.
Yeah, I know.
That was a good point there, huh?
Yeah, sure. It's...
No, it was that sense, though, a little bit. The sword is representative of honour, isn't it?
I think that's their bond. That sword is their bond.
Battles have been won against greater odds. I've fought beyond the wall against worse than Ramsay Bolton.
You don't know him.
If I fall, don't bring me back.
Thousands of men don't need to die.
Only one of us.
Very good, though. Isn't it a great fucking show?
Great
really,
fun.
truly, it is really. I know you can pick holes and you can do whatever, but it is.
It's probably the only enjoyable thing in my life right now.
Same as.